Now, an 8-member ad hoc committee that probed allegations in a censure motion brought against Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has presented its report to Parliament. This comes after the committee's request for more time from the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, to finalize the report after the conclusion of public hearings last Friday.
Grounds 1 and 3 of the 7 points for which the minority wants Ken Ofori-Atta censored were struck out by the ad hoc committee after it ruled that SRAJ is the only mandated body to investigate conflict of interest allegations, and concluding that it is satisfied with the answers provided by PIAC and GNPC on Thursday. The Finance Minister, in his introductory remark, apologized to Ghanaians for the untoward hardship being suffered in recent times.
I acknowledge our economy is facing difficulties and the people of Ghana are enduring hardships. As a person President Akufo-Addo has put in charge of this economy, I feel the pain personally, professionally, and in my soul. I see and feel the terrible impact of rising prices of goods and services on the lives and livelihoods of ordinary Ghanaians. I feel the stress of running a business, but it is the strength and perseverance of the Ghanaian people that inspire me and my colleagues in government every morning. And it's to press on. That is what gives me the strength to press on, to find solutions and relief for Ghanaians to the myriad of problems that our country and the rest of the world are facing, especially since March 2020. Co-chairs, let me use this opportunity to say to the Ghanaian people what I believe, with courage, every finance minister around the world may wish to say to their people now. I am truly sorry. When we set out so purposefully between 2017 and the early parts of 2020, we never imagined that a global pandemic such as COVID, with its prolonged economic fallout, would inflict such pain and suffering upon the Ghanaian people. The shock to our system has been hard, and the impact on our livelihoods severe. But we have not been resting on our oars. We continue to work to keep the lights on, to avoid the queues at our filling stations as in other countries. Our classrooms are full, our hospitals and dispensaries mostly stocked with medicine. We continue to pay salaries, and our roads continue to be built and fixed.
The Finance Minister, in providing answers, argued that the minority erred in asserting that he unconstitutionally withdrew monies for the funding of the controversial National Cathedral.
3 days ago, when the proponents were here, they alleged I had made payments from the contingency fund to support the National Cathedral. I want to state that this is just not true. Let me be categorical. I have taken no money from the contingency fund to make payments for the National Cathedral. It appears the proponents have confused the contingency fund with the contingency vote. Let me explain. There is a difference between contingency fund and contingency vote. The contingency fund the proponents refer to is what is covered under the Constitution, specifically under Article 177. This constitutes money voted by Parliament, and advances from this must be authorized by the Parliamentary Finance Committee. The contingency vote, on the other hand, is a line under the other government obligations vote, which is approved by the Finance Committee and passed as part of the Annual Appropriation Acts passed by Parliament. Honorable co-chairs, in preparing the annual budgets, the practice is that provision is made for indicative expenditures that have not been fully costed at the time of the budget presentation. Provisions are made in the contingency vote to cater for such expenditures. For example, in 2014, there was no specific allocation in the 2014 budget for Ghana's participation in the FIFA World Cup in Brazil. The cabinet of President John Mahama in March 2014 at the time approved then some $9.622 million for that tournament, including that amount which was flown to Brazil in a private jet for the players.
He further added that he has not misreported economic data to Parliament, adding government has since 2017 put in place measures to improve the lives and conditions of the ordinary Ghanaian.
The issue of deliberate misreporting of economic data to Parliament is not just unfortunate, but simply untrue. I, and for that matter, the Ministry of Finance, have never misreported data to Parliament as has been alleged. On Tuesday, 13th November 2022, the proponents clarified that their concerns relating to the reporting of fiscal data. In their submission, they alleged that different sets of data were presented to the IMF and the people of Ghana. That is untrue. The 2019 Article 4, which they cited, actually clearly demonstrates that the computing and reporting of the deficit is consistent between the government and the IMF, as shown on the table labeled Ghana Selected Economic and Financial Indicators, 2017 to 2024, on page 4 of the IMF Article 4 and Appendix 3A of the 2019 budget.
The finance minister also urged Ghanaians and parliamentarians to rise above witch hunting.
When I assumed the position of Minister of Finance, I resolved to serve the people of Ghana with my all. Under my tenure as Minister of Finance, I have overseen some great strides in the development of Ghana and the improvement of the lives of the Ghanaian people. As a nation, we are being tested. Our circumstances require a united and concerted response to the crisis. I employ our chiefs, elders, and church leaders to take the mantle and speak a common language. Let us all work as one country to support our labor negotiations, find a solution to the impasse in Parliament, and rise above witch hunting and entrapment.
Members of the ad hoc committee took turns to query the minister on the answers provided by the embattled finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta.